Hi guys, my name is Noni Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the classic Babu Zungu, Absalom Zungu, uGwabini, uManzini, uNyamarayishi. What are the others? I forgot, but that man, yes, man, Manzini, yeah. The things that he's doing in that courtroom of Chadrata, they are out of this world. Okay, Nyamarayishi. Manzini, Kwabini, Zungu. Yes. He is basically exposing gaping holes in the state case logic with a single question. Let's unpack this carefully because it's juicy and extremely significant. That's how you are going to get this understanding of what's happening in that court. What exactly did he do? Why am I excited? Why is he making me? Okay, here's the context. Baloyi was explaining Baloyi was explaining that when a person deposes a statement, that person can be called as a witness in court. And then Uzungu asked one simple question. If Gininda says, I, as Absalom Zungu, deposed a statement, then why was I not called to testify for the state? Since the statement claims the accused were arrested because of it. So why was I not called? That is what Zungu did in that courtroom. Why is this huge, guys? He points out an inconsistency in that courtroom of Chadrata. The state claims he made a statement. His statement is the reason for the arrest of accused 1 and number 2. And that is why they got confessions that got accused number 3, 4, and 5 arrested. Yet they did not call him inside the courtroom to become a witness for the state case. He was supposed to be the first witness that was called by the state because he is the breakthrough. He is the breakthrough after all these years, 6 years later. So in 2020, he was supposed to be the one that was called when the trial started, okay, in 2022. But no, he wasn't, and he's questioning that. That is why I'm like, Nyamarayishi, Zungu, Kwabini, Manzini. That's a direct attack on the state's case and procedural and evidential integrity. That's what that meant. Secondly, he undermined Baloyi's authority, not intentionally, but with that question. Of course, he was not trying to be disrespectful, but of course, it happened. Instead of answering, Ubaloyi looked defeated and asked for an adjournment. That's what happened. That signals to the court and us, Abondaba, of course, we got that name from Ujadrata, Abondaba, self-made experts, us, Eshotina, because we analyze this case every day. The observers, that even the state's legal team cannot or could not explain the contradiction because what on earth? What on earth? Number 3, that raises reasonable doubt, right? Because the court is about, it has to be on point for me to find any finding. If the state can't call the person who supposedly made a statement, a key statement, their case becomes weaker and inconsistent. The judge may now question the authenticity and handling of the evidence. That is if it's not Judge Rada's court, because that's not what he does in that courtroom. The second part, the courtroom dynamics of the entire situation. Zungu's question is subtle but lethal. Lethal, it's not aggressive. It is intellectually surgical because what? What? Baloyi's adjournment request instead of proper answer looks like a tactical retreat, highlighting 1, lack of preparation, inability to defend the statement's credibility, potential procedural mishandling by the state. Ubaloyi showed the signs of, you know what, I ain't doing this with you, sir. You are coming for me directly, and I'm not ready for this. I'm not. He at some point he laughed. He was so defeated. Was Monahleka unintentionally because he's like, yes, as this old man. Listen. The third part, implications of the state case. When it comes to the state case, Kesana, one, the statement's credibility is under serious doubt at this point. Two, chain of evidence crumbles because what is this? If arrests were supposedly made based on Zungu's statement, on Babu Zungu's statement, the absence of the actual witness is a massive procedural gap. That is what Babu Zungu highlighted. He didn't know when he was doing that, but that's what he highlighted. Thirdly, courtroom optics. Public and judge notice the state cannot explain key elements. This is not just a weak point. It's a strategic advantage for the defense. They need to use that advantage on their own. Well, bottom line, Zungu just exposed a major procedural and evidential flaw with one question. Baloyi's inability to respond effectively is a signal of it, or is a signal to everyone in the courtroom that the state's case has holes that even their own counsel struggles to defend. He struggles to defend Ubaloyi. And now let you know what, Babu Zungu? Damn it, my goodness. Damn it. Just when you thought that the trial couldn't get any juicier, Absalom Zungu delivers a courtroom bombshell with that question because what? Excuse me, what? Did he just ask that in that manner and left Baloyi not knowing what to do with himself? Hell yes, child, that's what he did. Yes, child, that's what he did. Baloyi was explaining this entire time to him how witnesses are called to court when they depose statement, etc. And it seems as if that was such a simple thing until Babu Zungu dropped that question that leaves him speechless. He was speechless, guys. Ubaloyi was left speechless. Ubaloyi. If Gininda says I deposed a statement, then why was I not called to testify for the state since the statement claimed that the accused were arrested because of it? Why was I not called? That was a big question, guys. That was a big question, guys. Boom! Ubaloyi could not answer. Instead of defending the state case, he asked for an adjournment. Leaving everyone in the court was stunned, like, what just happened now? What just happened now? What just happened? Uzungu just exposed a massive hole in the state case. If arrests were made based on the statement that Gininda, Gwananda says that I made, why was I not called in the witness box? Why was I not there as a state witness? Babu Zungu is asking. That now left the state. The state now faces a serious questions about the credibility, the procedure, and the evidence handling. Did they ask those questions when they got that evidence? Did Baloyi have other issues that were happening? Oh, it's the Senzo Meyiwa matter. If I become part of it, was he dealing with that situation? Was everyone chasing, if I solve this, I'm going to become the next big thing here in the law fraternity? Was that what it was about? They did not look at the seriousness of the situation. Zungu's question is a courtroom bombshell. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you checked on it, it is what it is. It was a bombshell, guys. It was a bombshell, and there is nothing that anyone can do. This is why the Zungu effect is real. One question and suddenly the state is on a shaky ground, and there is nothing that they can do. There is nothing that they can do. Us on-watchers, us abondaba, us self-made experts, us, whatever Judge Rata calls us, we are here, we are scrutinizing every moment, every situation, every word. We are scrutinizing every facial expression, every question that is asked by prosecutor George Baloyi. We are scrutinizing Alice in that courtroom. That's us. That's what we are doing. Guys, without further ado, let's get done with the video. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Thank you so much. Please make sure you do not forget. Stay tuned. as the trial continues, as the trial is also being breakdown in this channel of Noni M podcast. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring you all the drama of the Judge Rata courtroom. Please make sure on your side you support me. Watch the videos up until the end. Watch the ads that are coming through. When you are doing that, you are supporting this channel financially and the numbers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. One thing for sure, Zungu Senior exposes state. One question destroys the state. State is left speechless in court. Zungu ubashaye ngebhola.